This is a deal that shows that China is ultimately dependent on America as opposed to China wants to take over America. So how can we understand the Trump visit? Well, again, in this class, what I want to show you is that historical analogies is a really powerful way to understand the present. So the Trump visit today is analogous to Nixon's visit in 1972. So you know this, but before 1972, America was hostile towards China, primarily because of Taiwan, where during the Chinese Civil War, the Americans were very supportive of Chiang Kai-shek and the KMT. They lost, they went to Taiwan. And when that happened, America said that, first of all, we will only recognize Taiwan as the official government of China. Second of all, we will refuse to do any business with the PRC. And third of all, we will help Taiwan eventually try to take over China. 1972, when Nixon visited, this marked a radical departure from 20 years of American foreign policy. And the question then is, why would he do that? And the answer is, in 1971, the Nixon Shock. So if you talk to historians, they'll give you lots and lots of different reasons as to why Nixon visited China. The main reason, from their perspective, is that Henry Kissinger, who was National Security Advisor to Richard Nixon, he was trying to triangulate between China and the Soviet Union, right? He was trying to get China on the side of the United States in order to defeat the Soviet Union. That's not true. That's something that historians made up. The real reason is that in 1971, Nixon removed the US dollar from the gold standard. And now the US dollar is worth nothing. Before you could take the US dollar and change it for gold, now it's worth nothing. If it's worth nothing, what you do now is create a demand for it. You basically have to create a Ponzi scheme. And so Nixon did two things to resolve this issue and create the US dollar Ponzi scheme. The first thing he did was create something called the petrodollar. The petrodollar is where Saudi Arabia and other Middle East countries like Qatar, UAE, they only sell their oil in US dollars. So now, before the value of US dollars was tied to gold, the gold standard, now the value of US dollars is tied to oil, okay? If you want to buy oil and everyone wants to buy oil, you need US dollars. And there's something called the petrodollar. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing, which is relevant to us, is China opening. The strategy is to turn China into a manufacturing base for the global economy, right? So the Middle East sells oil to the world, but China now will sell manufactured goods to the world, and China will also do so using US dollars. And these two things together create the current global economy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to explain to you why America did this, okay? This is something called the Shanghai Communique. This is published in 1972, and this basically spells out the basic premise, framework for all future US-China cooperation and dialogue. And the Shanghai framework basically resolves the Taiwan question. And with regard to the Taiwan question, America practices something called strategic ambiguity, meaning the United States will not be clear about the issue of Taiwan with regard to China. So what the United States has been saying for a long time is, we do not support Taiwan independence. Okay, that's strategic ambiguity. China would prefer the United States to say, we oppose Taiwan independence, in which case the United States is obligated now to prevent Taiwan from becoming independent. Okay, that's what China would prefer, but the United States practices strategic ambiguity, saying, we do not support. I would not be surprised if over the next few months, Trump radically changes this attitude and declares that the United States is opposed to Taiwan independence. In fact, the United States supports the unification of China and Taiwan. This would be a radical sea shift from previous administrations. And I'll explain why later on why Trump would do this, and also why it's actually very strategic and smart for the United States to want to support Taiwan and China reunification, okay?